Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a long trade rejection off of support here. Now let me get my targets in place here. So we're long 4 contracts at 1199.4. Stop is down at 98.4. First target, the problem, normally I like to just gun right back up to the highs here, but the problem is we have kind of a chunk of resistance in the way here at 1200.6, and on top of that, the big round number at 1200. So we are kind of playing with fire here, trading around 1200. But the target up here at 1200.6, I'm going to go to 1200.5 and just front run that a little bit. But I mean, the only reason I'm really kind of paying attention to it is you can see we bounced. You know, we've been definitely respecting that level a couple times, so I want to make sure to get out ahead of that. You could probably even put it right on top of 1200.6. You can see it kind of bumps past it each time, but I'm not going to risk it. So I'll go to 1200.5 for the first target. So that'll give us 2 contracts off, 99.4 up there. It'll give us 11 ticks. So 2 off there will give us 22. And we're looking back up to the highs here for the overall support to be kind of a completion of the pattern up at 1202.8. Now I'm coming out at 1202.6 just to be, again, a little more conservative. So from the entry 99.4 up to those highs here, we'll be locking in 32. And again, I'm taking 2 off there just because I'm not expecting prices to run much farther than that. They may, you know, they always may, but I like taking the surefire stuff. So we're taking 2 off there as well. That'll give us 64 there and another 22 earlier. So if we can bag this entire move back up to the upside, we're looking at 86 ticks to the upside. So potentially a relatively nice trade here. So the way that gold is kind of moving today is a little bit slow. But primarily what I'm liking about this trade is we had this nice run higher. You can see we made it up to a 14th wave up. We made it to a 14th wave up, and what happens is we made this little fake break high here. You can see they tried to come up, and then they bumped, and then they just completely fell apart. Usually when that happens, that creates a formed support that we're watching, and then I naturally just accidentally deleted it. Let me draw that again. So that formed support is what we're looking at right now, and we initially broke through that beginning level here and didn't even hold any type of support there, but we held that bottom level to the absolute tick. Now, I would have liked a long down here if this one came down and tested it as well, but it didn't. When we kind of broke back up above here, we kind of fluctuated around, and you could see a reason potentially why sellers might want to take that. They came kind of in that level and then kind of failed out of there, but not really a good setup considering that we broke through the highs there. When we came back up and broke out again, guess where we went? We came back, snap tested it, and then bounced higher. So that little bounce right there is what I like. So I'm hopping in at 1199.4. Now we came up and we came 1 tick away from our target here, 1200.4. That's the first target, and because we came 1 tick away, I wouldn't blame you for wanting to move your stop to break even. I'm not as big a fan of it because technically where we are right now, prices should never come back to retest these lows. And we have this area of support holding us in. So if prices do want to try to come back a little farther, they've got to make it through 1198.8 first. And on top of that, all of these other areas of support down through here. So I'm not a huge fan of moving my stop to break even yet. I'll move it to break even once we get that first target. Again, we're front running that level at 1200.6, and every time we come near it, it kind of draws price through it a little bit. So this doesn't make me too nervous yet. If we start seeing it slide off a little bit more, then maybe I'll consider getting out early, but we'll let the trade kind of work out here, and we might not even have to pause it here. Came 1 tick away again. Now, in this case, if it does kind of hit in double tops there, that's where you'd want to be kind of, you know, maybe take your profit out a little bit early, but we got that push through. So now we're testing this level at 1200.6. This is where you want to lock your stop in for sure. If it's going to fluctuate around, it's going to bounce here. So that's why we wanted to make sure to take our first target off there and get our stop in to break even plus a little bit just to be safe. So where we are now, it's exactly where we wanted to be sitting. Looking at 1200.6 is the area we need to break. Once we can start breaking through that, then we can start looking at the next level ahead of us. So we'll be back in a little bit, see if we can continue back up without stopping us out, and then look back up to the upside, 1202.6. All right, we're back. I just wanted to do a quick little update here. We're coming into this area where we kind of had that little turn down before, right at 1201.8. And this is kind of an area of importance as well. We need to see us break through this. Now, I'm not taking a profit target off here just because the overall goal is back up to those highs, but we are seeing a big chunk of buying volume coming in here. And you'll notice, you know, we kind of got stuck around here and we kind of floated around here for a decent amount of time. And we came 1 tick away from our target. Let me lock my stop in here. So in terms of the volume around this 1200.6 level, it's a good thing that we took some profit there. You can see there's just a huge amount of volatility coming in there, and that's what we didn't want to deal with. So seeing us kind of break through this is important, because when we broke through it before, we had a nice little slide off, and now we're breaking back through it back up to the upside. So we should see a nice little push through, and that should be enough to get us back up to these highs at 1202.8. It remains to be seen, but we are one tick away from our target. We've got our stop locked in, so everything is looking pretty good so far. Even if it comes back and stops us out now, we still lock in, 22 ticks. So 44 on the backside isn't too bad either. But the overall volume that's coming in, and we're testing, there we got filled. There's just a big chunk of volume coming in. We're seeing big size. So it wouldn't be a surprise to see us kind of pop through this. Honestly, it wouldn't be a surprise to see us get a nice little slap through this 1202.8, because there's probably a lot of stops there. Everyone trying to sell it and hold on to it, and this is kind of what you're seeing right now. Now, the important thing, if you are still long in this, if you got more contracts, you can look to hold on to it, see if it'll give you a bigger move. There are a lot of areas of resistance above us. There aren't any big ones. The big one is right here, 1204.3, 1204.7 back to the high of day. But, above that, it may continue higher, it may not. But the overall objective of this up move has been filled. So overall, 86 ticks on the trade, 2 off at 11, 2 off at 32. Gorgeous trade to the upside. It's exactly what we wanted to see, and that's why you wait for that little added confirmation right there, that little kind of snapback bounce. Beautiful move. So again, that's the trade for today. 86 ticks, $860. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.